Look at how different we are.
God, here we go.
I just love it. I love that you brought the White Claws back. It adds to it. It adds a duality to it.
Does it?
What is it? This might be intoxic.
All right, let's start.
All right.
Guys are so much more chill than girls.
You can't have a reaction as a guy if you take a bad photo of us. Then you're gay.
If you acted like me tonight, you would be considered such an asshole, and I'm just a girl.
Dude, guys will get the worst. Girls will take the worst photos of you, and as a guy, you can't say anything.
I know.
It's just a bad look for us. Even if that photo is going to be detrimental to how we look to everybody else. Girls will be like, oh, you look so cute. I'm like, I fucking look awful. And we're just like, okay, you're good.
Okay.
But
Wait,
yeah.
Are we going? Are we live?
I think so, man.
We are
live.
Doing it live.
Yeah.
Every time I say that, I think of that YouTube video.
Which one? Oh, we'll do it fucking live. Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude
Who
was
is
on
that
some
again?
shit. I don't fucking know.
Why do I not know?
He's famous. I don't know his name. He's a huge news anchor. We'll do it live.
That was like a video from like 2008.
It was good though.
If anyone knows that video.
I miss old YouTube.
Me too.
Yeah. So how's your week been?
Good.
Yeah. I haven't seen you. I feel like people think that we hang out all the time, and I was like, that was just at the beginning.
Wait, and then you realized how real crazy I was, and then
No.
you're like, for my peace, I need to stay away from this bitch.
I just think
Because you're like on your Zen journey, and I'm just kind of like still figuring it out.
Well, you just got here. Nashville's such a drinking city. I don't think people know that.
Well, what's that? What's the relevance?
When you first get here, you have to experience it, right? So you're going to go to like all the places and, oh, that's cute. That's cute. That's cute. So I did it too.
Yeah.
So I finally got to get to homeostasis, and you'll get there. It's just hard. It's really hard to fucking
to focus.
Well,
I mean, I'm focused, but like also like when I got here, like just the whole world fell apart in the last 5 months.
Yeah.
We had friends die, career changes,
Lots of things.
lots of things.
My world's been on fire.
Some health problems.
Yeah. My world's been on fire for a while. I'm just getting used to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you just keep adding fuel to yours, which I love. You're like, fucking my world's
Adopted
collapsing.
this dog to
Let me
just
get
like add to it.
Loudest dog of all time.
The worst dog.
Yeah. Women like to add problems to their life, I feel like. Y'all say you like peace, but you're like, it's too boring around here.
Depends on the woman.
You.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
No, but I genuinely feel like I think women like problems because they like solving problems. Like, I don't
know that I love solving problems.
I don't think you create problems, but I think you like having them to be like, I did this. I'm accomplished today.
I'm a real rug sweeper.
I don't know. Oh, like under the rug?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Until it just gets really big.
No,
and then
you're
I
not.
just explode.
You're so OCD. You need everything. You're so meticulous.
Well, like the way I deal with issues sometimes.
White Claws.
Yeah, the rug is like the bender, and like all my problems go under the bender.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, I rethink all of my life choices.
How was that bender? Where'd you go?
It was 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like one of those things. You go out one night, you go drinking with your friends, you're hungover the next day, so you start at brunch. It was like a 1.5 day bender.
That's still a very long time.
As we're talking, my mother's calling me. She got so mad at me too. Oh my God.
About what? For the bender?
Because she like called me and she was like, "You're drunk. I know you're drunk."
You know what my favorite quote from you is I'm never drinking again.
I try not to say that anymore because I just know it's not true. And it's just not fair
Just fuck
for
putting
me
it
to
out
tell
in
myself anymore.
Yeah, just don't even put it out in the universe.
Yeah.
All right. So this episode, what we were going to talk about, you found something on Instagram, right? We were talking about Dan Bilzerian.
How do you say his last name?
Bilzerian.
Bilzerian?
Yeah.
Is that the real correct way?
Oh, yeah. He was my idol.
I thought it
for
was
a while.
Balzerian.
No. I mean, yeah. No. Bilzerian.
Dan Bilzerian.
Bilzerian. But yeah, so he was
Tomato.
he was an idol of mine from fucking youth. Like junior. But I wanted to hear what you wanted to talk about. You told me about it.
Oh no, maybe we could put the TikTok up like when we edit the video, but just this video where it's like all of my FYP is just like him going on and giving men advice and saying, if a girl's a 10, never tell her that she's pretty. Never compliment her. That's crazy to me. And like, and then you're not a simp. Like, what's the premise behind that?
So okay, so I agree with you that it's weird. I think how you heard it is like you never give a girl a compliment.
No, you never give a hot girl a compliment.
But here's the thing. So as a person who's done research, as a young boy that tried to figure all this out, the reason you don't do that, right, is because hot women hear it all the time, all the fucking time. So you have to have some sort of like way, like you don't talk shit to them. So I don't think that's the way, but you don't want to.
Oh my God. Do you know what happened to me the other night?
Let's go with that ADD thought.
No, it's about this.
Oh, okay.
So I went out dancing the other night at the Palace, the Nashville Palace, and there's this guy that I have. I hope he doesn't see this. There's this guy who's like really, really attractive. He's tall, like everyone knows he's hot, and he was in my dance class. And now I see him when we go out dancing. And the last couple times I've seen him, he's just been kind of like blatantly rude to me, right? So like we danced on Friday, and he's like 32, so like he's still young, and we went dancing on Friday, and he was making me feel really, really stupid, like with the way I was dancing, and it just made me feel really bad. And I was like, ew, like I don't want to dance with you anymore. So then he comes up to me again, and he's like, you want to dance? I was like, no. And he was like, why? And I was like, you've been mean to me for like 3 days. And he literally just sits back and he just goes, I'm really sorry. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I've been purposely being mean to you because I think you're really hot and I'm insecure. And I was like, oh my God, like, I really appreciate you saying that. And I was like, oh, well, like, that means a lot that you said that. But like, he felt so embarrassed. And then he was like, let's go dance. Like, I'm not going to do that again. Like, I've just been just a dick and I shouldn't be that way. And it's my own insecurity. And I do that to people and I'm sorry.
So let's dive into fuckboyology here. You want to go into fuckboyology?
I guess that works. But like, it's like, you know, when we're kids and our parents are like, oh, he was mean to you, he likes you.
Yeah.
That's a really fucked up way to think.
Okay, so the advice that you're hearing all over your FYP, I just want to start out by saying it's not to get into a relationship, it's to fuck.
Right.
That's the advice. The proof is in the pudding because there's so many times. Every girl, I feel like, has a guy that is not the best person on the planet, but you're like, if he fucking called, like, but you know what I mean?
Why
Like,
are you looking at me like that?
I don't know if the shoe fits, but what I'm saying is the proof is there. So what the thing is you want to give, do you know what intermediate positive reinforcement is?
That sounds like Chinese to me.
Intermediate positive reinforcement. So I'm going to tell you something slightly cool about yourself, right? But I don't want you to get a big head about it because you already know these things. These are things that you know, right?
Yeah.
You're hot, whatever. Everybody tells you that you're hot. You probably get flooded with DMs. We're not fucking ignorant to this. This is just the way the world works. So you have to be different in some way, shape, or form. You have to stand out. Some dudes take that as, oh, you have to be a dick. No, you can, like, have you ever heard of the bro theory?
No.
Call a girl bro. Call a hot girl bro. Dude the fuck out of that girl. Because nobody's doing that. You're so fucking hot, I want to take you out. The things I would do to you, I fucking do. You hear that constantly, right? So when you have a dude that's like, hey, dude, like you should check. It's kind of like it works sometimes.
What is it? I like when people call me dude and bro, but I talk like that.
No.
I've had men be like, don't call me bro. What is that?
Insecurities?
Yeah.
All
like there was one guy I was talking to and I'd be like, dude. And he'd be like, don't dude me. I don't like when you call me dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude.
But that's the point, right? So it works the same way. It's working on both ends. So they don't want to be called that because why? But you can't address that if you're not dating, like, or if you're not talking to somebody. So if you're dude or broing a hot girl, they're going to be like, why the fuck does he keep calling me bro?
I would never think that.
Depends on who you're shooting for, too. You got to know your audience.
Oh.
Fuckboyology, I'm getting to it.
Okay.
And then what you got, and again, I'm not saying this is him, but you have the reformed fuckboy, the pretend version, right? Like, this is where it's hard for me because I'm really trying to better my life. But also, I've used the tool to be like, you know what? Fucking that wasn't, I used to do that, and it's just not me anymore. It's not me anymore.
I actually appreciated the self-awareness.
But that's the key. But you don't know. You'll never know because you can fake it. I faked it. I used to pretend to grow all the time.
Oh.
Because I'm aware of what I'm doing is fucked up. But now if I act vulnerable and I open up, now they'll like me. Which is weird saying it now because I'm actually on this, I'm trying to be a better human being. Mm-hmm. But you can fake it for a long time. So I'm not saying he's doing that. Maybe he is growing.
Damn, so you guys are like really playing games.
If you're good at the game. But yeah, if you're trying to be a player, the game has changed, right?
Okay.
So it's when you can either do the method of you don't call him a 10, right? And he also has advice. What else does he say? I see him on my FYP all the time too. But it's you don't want to make a woman feel too hot because everybody's making that girl feel hot already. Hot girls know that they're hot. They do. Either
But if she likes you,
we're not in here to date.
Oh, so
right.
I just don't know who this works on. That has never worked on me.
Every girl has dated a guy. Every guy has seen it. We've had to watch it. Right? So this is the good guy versus the nice guy versus the bad boy. It's a tale as old as time. The girl's always going to go with the bad boy.
Tale as old as time.
It's a never-ending cycle.
It's a never-ending story.
Yeah, you will get fucked over.
Quotes by Jacob.
Exactly. No, I swear to God, dude. You'll always get... Every dude has had their heart broken in some way. Dude, I was such a lover when I first started dating. Oh, my God. I was...
Until that one bitch.
Well...
We know all about her.
Yeah, but what happened, dude, I was bringing lunch at fucking, to work. Like I would go on my lunch and I would take her lunch and I knew her orders. Like she liked some shit from fucking, I think it was Dairy Queen because she worked by.
And then she just did you dirty. And then you just, it's like your villain era or your villain origin story. I think we all have a villain origin story or a villain origin person.
But then you learn behaviors, right? So then dudes are watching it like, well, who did she sleep with instead? Or who does she like more? Or why is she attracted to that guy? So we absorb that bad energy and we try to take all that in, and now we want to be the guy I
think what it all comes down to though is like it's just toxic. It's not real growth. It's just like I don't know. It's just toxic behavior.
You said it though, hurt people.
Yeah.
We're just in a cycle. So I think it's weird to point the finger at somebody. Like it's not a girl's fault and it's not a guy's fault.
I don't love that advice though that he gives. Circling back to Dan Bilzerian.
Okay, so what do you not like about it?
I don't think, like, if a girl is a nice person and she really likes you, you could say whatever you want. You could call her beautiful, you could compliment her, and that's not going to turn the right girl away. I know we're not talking about relationships, we're talking about hooking up, right?
Okay.
Is this just a guide to hooking up?
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Okay, but let me flip it, right? So we'll just change the narrative. So you look like Brad Pitt. That don't impress me much. And there's a whole fucking song about it. So you're a doctor. That don't impress me. I don't care what you are, is the premise of it. It just sounds weird because it's coming from a dude who bangs thousands of women, right?
Well, him being really rich probably helps.
Well, yeah. Like it's a tool in the toolbox. But there's rich people out there that don't get laid.
Really?
Dude, there's rich
like
people.
Like who?
You see all these guys in bottle service. You know how many times I've been in bottle service? I didn't pay, but I've been around guys that were paying, buying. Last night was a movie.
Yeah.
But your movie ended with nothing.
Are you sure?
I've seen it quite a few times.
I don't know, man.
If you have money.
I've seen it too.
But if you have money, well, are you paying people to do it?
To bang you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're basically paying people by having all those girls up there.
Creating an environment and paying somebody directly is two different things.
I'm sure they end up, if they don't walk out with anyone, I'm sure they're going to end up paying someone.
Yeah, or just like, again, you have to, if money is the only thing you have, it's a tool in a toolbox, right? So if you only have money, cool, you might get banged, but you have to do all the money shit, right? It's not because of who you are. You just have to keep doing the money shit, which is fine. You know what I mean?
What's that guy's name? Bill
Belichick. 78 with a 24-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
Frontal cortex ain't even there yet. Frontal Did you see how much real estate she has now?
Yeah.
She has like 800 million in real estate.
Her energy too, when she was trying to shut down that interview, it was
We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Where do you think they met? Where do you meet a 24-year-old?
Probably seeking arrangements.
Do they still have that?
I'm just kidding. Turn off my notifications.
Nothing's been popping up for me. It's weird. So it's like with the
yeah, they do. I don't have it.
I believe you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it's
thank you.
It's so weird though. Like I don't know what do you talk about?
They probably like met on seeking arrangements or at a poker game, like a high-end poker game or something.
That's a sneaker that not a lot of dudes know about.
The poker games?
A lot of guys don't know that they're girls. A lot of guys don't know what girls do at the poker games.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Have you worked one?
Yes.
Yeah. How was it?
It was interesting. It was not what I expected. They sell it to you in a different way.
What was the sale?
So I didn't know it. Like I said, I didn't know what it was. I was doing freelance makeup at the time, and this girl was, coming to like her friends, her pretty friends, and was like, hey, like he was a really massive Hollywood director who's known for like making some of like the biggest films. And he was having this private poker game at his house. We need girls to serve drinks at the poker game. That's how she sold it. And I'm like, well, how much do you make? She's like, well, they tip you. I'm like, what do you mean they tip you? And she's like, when you give them a drink, they'll give you a chip, or maybe they'll ask for like a shoulder massage, like over the shirt while they're playing poker. Okay, you'll get a tip. I'm like, okay, that's it, right? She said, that's it. Huh. What a lie. So yeah, you get to, I won't say whose poker game this was, but there were, famous people there.
Always is.
And it's only like me and like 8 other girls. It's only like 8 dudes at the table. And funny enough, she had to submit my photos because it was like mostly like runway model type looking girls. Like nobody had tattoos. So like I was like a little bit of a wild card. So like she sent the owner of the house like my photo and was like, is this okay? Like, even though I know you guys don't prefer like the girls that look like this.
Yeah.
And he was like, hell yeah, bring her in.
For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, so girls will get invited to work at poker games sometimes, and it's a very, low-key job. I don't even know where do you have to be to get it. Do you just have to know hot girls? Like, how does that work?
I don't know how people get invited. I've only been invited to one game. Like I said, it was a very high-end game. Very famous Hollywood directors.
Yeah.
And it was just through a friend. So like I don't know. I know that there's like lower end poker games where like it's, I don't know, just.
This is why I don't think that it's okay. Like I've came to the conclusion that I don't think it's fair for a woman to have a celebrity crush and a guy to have a celebrity crush. I think it's 2 separate things.
Why?
What are your odds compared to mine? Every girl on the planet. I don't care who you are.
Oh, well, that's obvious. Like, I mean, I think it's okay to have a celebrity crush. I think it just depends on the person.
Well, like, what do people say? Like, hall pass?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think now at this day and age with the power of the internet, I know too many women, and everybody's like, "Who do you date? Who do you date?" I'm all like, "It's a high percentage. It's high," because I don't think a lot of people talk about it in their day-to-day life.
It depends on where you live. It depends on.
Not anymore with the internet, dude. How many DMs? How many girls get flown the fuck out all the time?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Dude, you can be in fucking Uruguay, and if you're fucking hot, dude, there's girls from Switzerland get flown out to New York. There's girls from New York that get flown out to the Bahamas. It happens everywhere.
But like now at this point, it's like it's so common. It's so not a flex to hook up with a celebrity. Like it's actually like, if anything, I feel like a bad thing, like to be on the roster. Like it just says a lot about like the kind of person you are, I guess. I don't know.
But it's a sense of validation, right? Because here's like, I have always told myself, I'm like, if I can get one, and I'm like, if I can get one, I don't know why in my head, I'm like, I would feel so much better about
yourself.
The circumstance. Well, no. Because it's like, I know a lot of women who have hooked up with celebrities. I'm like, if I just got one, right? It was the same, and it's a terrible mentality, and I'm trying to get out of it, but I'm just being honest. Like, I have to do something for me to be able to be like, okay, cool. Like I'm on an even playing field now.
Yeah.
I don't feel less than. Even though I know I'm not less than, it's just my fucking ego going off.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things I have to work on. So I haven't gotten a celebrity yet. A few people in the porn industry, but do you know what I mean?
I know so many guys that have hooked up with porn stars.
And also like star.
That too.
I say industry because not everybody's a star. You ain't getting Lisa Ann.
Half the dudes that I've dated have all been with porn stars.
Half the dudes that you dated have been rock stars. So we're at that point, That's different. That's a different caliber.
Even the non-rock stars, the drug dealers I dated too have been with porn stars.
Why can't I find a good man out of all these drug dealers and rock stars? But that is where the advice comes in.
Look, if they can clean, like if they just have to look like they're doing meth. That's fine.
Your past 2 days have been completely.
Just come to find out, if they look like they're doing meth, they're probably doing meth. So I think I just have to I should see a hypnotist.
You should see a therapist.
I have.
You should see another one.
I need to see an exorcist.
Yeah, you need. It's just, I don't know.
I'm kidding.
I feel like for guys, it's not talked about a lot because we get it's the insecurity bomb, right?
Mm-hmm.
They drop the insecurity bomb. Like, you can't be mad at anything as a guy because, like, hold on, he's making good points. Insecure. And it fucking, like, I feel like some dudes have a right to be insecure a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it's scary. Like,
insecure about what?
fucking, like not your past, not judging you based on your past, but it does make a motherfucker insecure, right?
I mean, we've talked about this before on the podcast, yeah.
So what, like, okay, so like insecure, but then you bring that into the relationship. So it's like, how do you get over that? Like, okay, have you ever,
I think you need to, I think that decision needs to be made way before the relationship begins.
You can't help who you love.
You can't, but if you know this is going to fucking ruin the relationship, don't get into it.
So
like my ex had such a hard time getting over my past that it completely just destroyed the entire thing. Like we should have just never done it, to be honest, because it never ended in 4.5 years. Like the arguments about what I had done prior to knowing him just were forever an issue.
I've learned to let it go, but it's also like I'm aware of the things that I thought when I was in that phase of my life. So what do you think would be the best course of action? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think that I think you have to realize who you're dating. I think you have to realize who you're going for, and that comes in the dating stages. So like, when you're getting to know that person, you need to seriously ask yourself. It's just like with anything, religious preferences. Do they want kids? Work ethic. What do they do? Like, it's everything, So if that's a deal breaker for you, you need to be honest with yourself and be like, yeah, I really like this person, but you know what? Their past is probably going to make me feel insecure for the majority of the relationship. So maybe I shouldn't take another step forward. And then maybe you should look at yourself, maybe go talk to a therapist and think, well, why does this bother me so much? How can I get through these types of emotions? Like I just think that's kind of what it all comes down to.
Do you think you can get rid of a want? Do you think, how do you do that?
Get rid of wanting the person?
Like, have you ever been with somebody where you're like, I know
this is bad, but I can't stop wanting them?
Yeah, or it's like, not that they're a bad person, but it's like, I know where my brain's going to go. Like,
yeah, like I know that this person isn't right for me, but I can't stop seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone goes through, well, not everyone, but like a lot of people go through that. That's so common. That's how toxic relationships happen. You're with a person, it's not working, but you don't know how to leave because you're just like addicted to that person. But there's so many things that make you guys not right for each other. I still have those types of people in my life. How do you get over the want? I don't fucking know. Some people go see hypnotherapists. Some people literally go see psychics. This is I feel like one of those things that people really don't know how to like fully get over or get through. You can't like, just like you said, you can't control who you love. You can't control who you like. But I do think one of the most helpful things that I've found, like through therapy, is like taking a look at yourself and looking at your past and looking at what examples of love did you see growing up. I think a lot of it comes down to like your parents, and like what was the examples, like who taught you how to love, who taught you what love meant, things like that. Like, neither of us grew up, like we both grew up in broken homes. Yeah. So like, and then there's attachment styles, anxious attachment, avoidant attachment. All of these things are so relevant. And I do think therapy is really important. And everyone has, everyone. I don't think I've ever met a couple that's been totally perfect.
I don't think, well, perfect isn't real, but I think like for me, like what I've been learning recently is like, how to detach, right? So it's like I've looked at my life and I've looked at like the quality of people that have been in my life recently as opposed to like my past. Like when I was doing like my whole fucking hoe phase, I'm like, the quality of people have been great, but I think the weird part is like, and it's fucked up, but I think everybody does this, is like you kind of section off the reason you like this person because everybody brings something different to the table. You're getting something different from everybody. And that's how you get people that do open relationships and shit like that. But
see, that I don't understand.
I understand it. It's not for me, but I know it works for some people. But my thing is like, I think now what I do is I'll break down like what are the key components of why I'm liking this person, right? And then really, if you're just honest with yourself, you'd be like, oh, this person's just hot. So that's a really easy one to get over. But there's some people that bring so many things to the table. It's like, okay, I love how creative they are. I love how smart they are. I love how much they push me. I love how they make me feel like this. I love how I feel. And then if, it just, I think the hardest part is when you find so many good things and there's one thing that's wrong that's just fucking. And then it's learning to either get over that or accept it as you got to let it go. Yeah. Because it's just not going to work. And I think that's difficult. But I think once you break down your wants in a person and what they bring you, I think it makes it easier for me.
Yeah.
Because it's really, I think for me, it really, I mean, like, I don't know. have a heart so much so to where it's like I'll meet these girls that are fantastic, but I know I can't date.
Yeah.
Like I know I don't see a future, and I almost go into it with this thought of like nothing's gonna happen, which made it easier for me. So which is what, avoidant.
Yeah.
So it's like I would get into these. I would start as an avoidant already off the bat, and I loved that I had access to this person to a certain degree, and I could just have it there.
Yeah.
And in the back of my head, I'm like, it's gonna go away. So I'm just, I'm enjoying this moment, which is a fucked up way to look at it. So I stopped that too, which is, been difficult.
Yeah, it's hard. I feel like even in your 30s, it's hard to navigate it. I mean, it's all a learning process. We're learning every single day,
What were we talking? Oh, rosters we were talking about too. Rosters was a good one. I wanted to know if girls have like a ranking system. That's one question as a guy I want to know.
Do guys have a ranking system?
I don't think so.
Really?
I think yes and no.
There's no way.
I think yes and no. I think
You don't have your favorite on the roster?
Not for the same reasons. Like it was funny. We were talking about this today. I was talking to my friend about it. She sent me a meme and it was like, if men's like dick prints were shown as much as women's cleavage, y'all would like shut the fuck up. Like meaning like you're trying to compare like a penis to tits. And I'm like, you can't. It doesn't do anything in the bedroom.
Oh, I don't know about like the roster being leveled out by like the sex.
Really? How do you level it out? Just how?
I've never had that kind of roster, and I'm not kidding.
Okay, how do you rank a roster then?
I feel like when girls have a roster, they're actually the ones that are on someone else's roster.
Well,
Does that make sense?
I feel like anybody that has a roster is also on a roster. I think that's just common knowledge.
Women are more emotional. I've actually never met a girl who had a roster that was just for sex.
Explain that one to me. You lost me there.
They low-key like the person, but the man doesn't want to be with them. So they're just kind of being settled for, and they're just on a roster versus it's their roster. So they're on multiple rosters versus a girl having the roster. Does that make sense?
I can see that. I think guys do that too. I think as long as if I can't have them, at least I get to do this with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's more where like the girl mentality comes from. At least for me, like if I had like multiple people I was talking to at once, they were all people that I thought maybe had like the potential to date. So I've never like created a roster just for the sake of sexual satisfaction.
Not even availability?
No, I've never really thought like that. Like I've never been able to just like consciously use somebody for sex. That's my brain doesn't work like that. I think that's just because I'm a woman. If I like need like that kind of release, I'll literally just go use my vibrator. I've never been so horny and just like called someone, unless I was like,
damn.
Yeah.
Never?
No.
Drunk?
Well, that's different.
I feel like that's majority of the calls.
But when I'm thinking about it, when I'm drunk, I'm like, I want to hang out with this person.
Okay.
They don't just like walk into my room and we fuck and they leave.
Yeah, but how do you pick the person drunk then? You have
it's someone like usually from the past that we've hooked up before, but it's like maybe it didn't pan out, or maybe like I'm hoping something will happen. Like
yeah.
I could never like bring a dude into my house that I just thought was hot and I just wanted to bang him because the way he looked. I've never done that.
I never did
like
that
there
either.
Always has to be like a quality about their personality. Like I won't sleep with someone just because of the way they look. I've never done that.
Yeah, I've never let somebody in my house either, but mainly because I didn't have a house. But that was my reason. I would just go over. Yeah, we talked about that on episode 1.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and I just, as a 34-year-old, like now that just seems.
Well, we're talking about the past too. We're not talking about,
no. I know. I'm just thinking of it like the way I would think of it now.
Yeah.
But that goes into the question I wanted to ask. Why are there certain men that don't like to go down on girls? Because I feel like I've either been with men that are obsessed with it and love it, it's all they want to do, or there are dudes that avoid it like the plague. Not every woman can come from penetration.
Yeah.
So
majority can't.
Right.
Yeah.
So another thing is sleeping with someone and them being totally okay that you didn't get off as well.
When I was younger, I read this book called She Comes First because I never got girls, so I was like, I'm going to be the shit when it happens. And the whole fucking book, I thought it was going to teach you how to just fucking go to Pound Town. Like I thought it was just going to teach you how to bang. And it was all about just like Cunnilingus. Like the whole fucking book was just about eating out. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, you know, you do the build up. Okay, so the two reasons I think guys don't do it, I think one, guys have this superiority complex to where they think they don't have to, or they're like, my dick is gonna be good enough for this. Like she doesn't even. It's fucking 9 inches.
I had someone say that to me once.
Yeah, you haven't even had my dick yet.
I had someone say, you're the first girl that I've never been able to make come with just my dick, and I'm like, well, I hate to break it to you, but people are lying to you.
AKA, yeah, I'm the first girl that told the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it happens. Like, I'm not saying it can't, but it's also like maybe he was peaking arousal in some other ways. Like a lot of women is just, it's mental. But I think one is the superiority complex, meaning like they, you know, like I don't do that, right?
Yeah.
I think that's one. And then number two, I don't think they've ever gotten anybody off. And I think some girls get so annoyed when a guy's down there doing fuck all, just being like, just fucking, you know, at this point, just go in because you're fucking out here licking my fucking belly button. Like I don't even know what you're doing.
I feel like there's so much information out there. But do you think there are guys that just don't like to put their mouth on a vag?
Yeah, maybe. But I think,
have you met anyone like that? I mean, you have a lot of guy friends, right?
There's guy friends that are like, yeah, I don't do that shit. And I'm like, why? And they're like, bro, they're like, it's gross. It's this. And I'm like, bro.
That's wild.
My thing is
so
like,
they like wiener then.
I mean, here's my thing. You're just not into pleasing women.
How do you like engage in sex with someone and you don't like their vagina? You could just have a butthole then, and you can just be with your dudes.
It's not
like
with the boys.
Just be with the boys, just man.
Busting
if you're
in the
not
boys.
About it, just go with the boys.
It's well,
you know,
it's like, dude, I'm so thankful you don't have a vagina, bro. This is so much easier.
Yeah, like vaginas are gross, bro.
Well, I mean,
when I do girls, I only do anal.
You hear, I make her wear my friend's football jersey. And we just go at it.
Yeah.
I think I just don't think a lot of people are having guy friends, right? Like my goal was like, I wanted to be the best.
Yeah.
I wanted to be fucking like, I was like, I wanted to be one on the roster, right? I wanted to be like, call me. So I was like figuring out all these ways. And I realized like a lot of dudes I hang out with were like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like like the story goes, I fuck so-and-so, I fuck so-and-so, I fuck so-and-so. And every story you hear from dudes is like, I was going so fucking hard, dude. Like she was so sore. And I'm like, and younger me was like, damn, probably fucking killed it. But then you get older and you hear these conversations from women and they're like, I'm out here just getting sore for nothing. So I think again, going back to porn and like, I think why a lot of guys need to stop watching it is because you have this perception of that's what you do.
You just take them to Pound Town.
You're just the whole time, you're just jackhammering and you're putting her in all these weird, you think she's shaking because you're doing something and it's like she just can't hold that position any longer. Like, you know what I mean? Her muscles are literally giving up. Of course, you got her fucking legs pinned behind her head. Like she can't do that for that long. So I don't think there's so much into giving pleasure. I think it's more so like, I did it. It's a conquering thing, right? You're on a conquest.
So guys that are scared of doing it with girls on their period, what's that?
You're not a grown-up to me.
Well, you've obviously had friends that have talked about it. What's their reason?
I get, okay, so the one that I did get is like, dude, I would do it. I'm just afraid of blood, like genuine, like solid blood. I'm
so sorry, but like if you can put your wiener in someone's butthole where there's doo-doo.
Not everybody does that though.
I think you should be able to handle the blood. To me, I would like.
My thing is just turn the lights off.
Personally, the butt stuff scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's just
literally. I'm just kidding.
That was a good one. I like that.
Like, I don't do doo-doo, okay? Like, I don't do doo-doo. It's not for me, man.
Give it a try.
Like, and people are like, yeah, anal's so fucking hot, but fucking a girl on her period, gross. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like blood does not, like, if there's blood all over the sheets, I'm like, oh shit, bleach, hydrogen peroxide, done. It doesn't smell. It just smells like pennies. You talking about duty, bro? Like, you're fine. Like you're fine. Just like a girl shits all. Okay, like when dudes are like, yeah, I wanted her to shit on my chest. What is that?
When you really love
Why does poop turn you on? You're sick. You're sick.
When you really love somebody.
No. Okay, is it a thing? Does poop turn dudes on? You're lying. Why are you laughing then?
Because it doesn't.
Taylor.
It's not.
Like, can I say the story you told me?
We can't say names. Do you want me to tell it?
He had a threesome with another guy and they both banged the crap out of this girl. I mean that literally. They banged the crap out of her and she crapped all over herself.
Hold on. Let me clear the fucking air for myself because you just wanted to throw that out there. I was on a bender and it wasn't my best decision. He took the back door. I took the front door. And, you know, this is somebody that I've known. I'm very comfortable with this person.
No, I don't need the preface.
No
just
excuse.
get to the point.
Anyway, so he takes the back door. I take the front. So I'm laying down. He's fucking, God damn it. I don't want to say this. Okay. Content. So he's in the back door. And like, I don't notice anything is going on. And his, like, I'm not looking at him obviously, but I take a peek at his face and he just looks shocked. Like,
you must have been so lit. Cause I asked you this. I'm like, did you smell it? No. She's diarrheaing all over. I mean, obviously, like this, there's not like logs coming out. Okay, this is just full muddy situation, bro. Like, how are you not smelling it?
Bro, I didn't even know where the fuck I was.
Okay, I don't care.
I know, but listen.
It's like smelling salts, bro.
I didn't know until he put his fucking hand up, and it was just. It looked like the Wilson ball from Castaway. It was like. He didn't talk, but his eyes were like, oh no.
Do you know?
And he just kept going, and I can't move because I'm down. I'm like.
Okay, what about poop in your pee hole?
Nothing got in mine. I wasn't in that side. I wasn't too worried. I was clean as a whistle.
There's no way you were in the same room as those two sharing the same girl and you were clean as a whistle, okay? You're such a liar.
I did not.
You don't remember.
No, I swear, because I remember.
You're nasty, bro.
Your stories are gonna come out eventually, okay? That was
never did that.
That was the first Devil's Three-Way I had.
Devil's Three-Way.
Yeah, not my fucking.
Dude. So yeah, like there are men that like are down.
How are you going to transition to serious?
Down with the dumper, but your period's so gross. Like
the person that I did it with.
Make that make sense.
Well, I don't fucking know, man. It's different. I think honestly, I don't know, man.
Blood doesn't smell bad. It doesn't.
You're assuming that every guy that.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, but you're assuming that every guy that doesn't do period also just does anal. Not every guy does anal. Anal's not even that fun. Unless a girl really likes anal, it's not. The first time I ever had anal, the girl came home and she was like, let's do this because I haven't eaten in 2 days. Like, she prepped. You douche your butthole. Like, girls do some fucking prep work. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like.
I've never done
Not that girl. That girl just ate like Taco Bell. Like, she just ate the fucking, you know what I mean? She was eating Crunchwrap Supremes. It was going out of style. Sweet girl. She was the nicest fucking person on the planet. I felt really bad because she was in tears, but she was super nice. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, a lot of girls douche their, like, you know, douche
Yeah,
their
I know,
ass
an
and,
enema.
like, not eat and stuff, and they'll do the whole nine. So the times that I've done it have been pretty fucking clean.
Have you ever met a guy that liked the poop thing and wanted to?
You've just gone on with shit for so long.
I'm curious.
Guys would, there's not many
what
things.
What is that?
Like, I don't know. I know guys I know guys that have liked to be peed on, but poop, I think, is like, that's like one of those dark secrets that people aren't going to let you know.
Pee, poop.
Pee's sterile. Poop is literally bacteria.
Poopy, pee.
No. Like, okay.
What you just ate, maybe for breakfast yesterday, what you drank.
I feel like you're curious. I feel like you're shit curious with all these questions.
I'm really shit curious.
Well, give it a shot. Let somebody take a dump on your chest.
I think it's because
Let it go. Yeah. You can have a Marvel superhero take a dump on your chest. See how it goes. Nope.
I can't even walk into a public bathroom without wanting to throw up. So this is why I just don't understand it.
I don't think that people like poop, man. I don't know. Well, the girls that go to Dubai and get pooped on, the fucking Dubai porta potty girls. The Instagram models, they get flown out and they get paid like fucking a shit ton, literally, of money to get shit on. Like, these sheiks just walk in and just take a dump on their chest and they're like,
I don't think there is enough amount of money.
Oh, there's a price for everybody. There's a price for everybody.
Yeah? What would your price be to let a dude shit on
A
you?
dude? Why does it have to be a dude? Why do I got to change my whole sexual orientation?
You said there's a price for everything, so I'm just asking.
I don't know if like a super rich girl would want.
No,
but I'm at
a
this
dude
phase. No,
to shit
no
in
money.
your mouth.
Listen. Look. I'm at a point in my life now where selling your soul is a real fucking thing, okay? How much are you worth? And I'm realizing that I'm worth more than any of that.
This episode is X-rated.
Not safe for work, so we can lower the volume a bit. Ooh, I did it.
Anyways.
But yeah, that went on fucking far too long. What else do we got? Sex on periods. Yeah, I don't think a lot of guys mind. I think grown men don't give a shit. Lay a fucking towel down, just do your thing. You know, get a black towel, like you said, peroxide. You'll be all right. It'll take everything out. Go fucking OJ on your sheets. You'll be fine. All right, what else do we got? Good segue here. Falling in love.
Aww.
Yeah. Have you ever been in love?
Yeah.
What was that like?
I start crying.
I'm not putting it past you. How do you differentiate that from just liking somebody?
You know, I think it is, I feel like really loving someone, you can like see a part of yourself in your partner. I feel like that's when, at least for me, when I feel like I'm really in love, I feel like I see like half of my soul in them. There's just like a familiarity with that person.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think because I've always like tried to.
It's like I've known this person my whole life.
I've always tried to differentiate though, like what it is, like when you like somebody, right? So what's that feeling versus loving somebody? Like when you get to that phase, what's that jump, or do you just know off the bat?
I feel like it's a feeling. I don't even know if like there's a definition. I feel like that's just the difference between friendship and true love, you know?
So, okay, like, but going into it, right? Like falling in love with somebody, like finding your partner, right? So love it is very purist. Is just like you love somebody. Mm-hmm. So I agree with you that you can love your dog, you can love your friends. So it's like, I think the thing that I didn't believe in for the longest time, but I do now, is like romantic love. I didn't think romantic love was a thing. So I was like, okay, what's the difference between this and that? You know what I mean? So I've always wondered what it is. And I think for me, like I never believed in like the love at first sight thing. And then I think it hit me for the first time, and I was like, oh shit. Because you just start thinking about a person constantly, right? This person's constantly on your brain, and you're constantly thinking about them. And I was like, what is that? Or like what are your experiences with it? Because I know mine. Romantically.
I believe in love at first sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there were people that I saw that I just knew, and then we ended up being very serious later. You know,
was it a different feeling for you? Because like for me, it was just a different feeling. I think it was so unique, right? Because you're so
I swear it's like your soul sees them. It's like something deep inside of you sees them, and like you just know. Even like when I first saw my ex, he was a total stranger. The first time I saw him, it was like I knew we were going to spend a lot of time together, and that we were going to have something that was going to be really important.
And that was, you know,
it was just it, and it just happened.
Yeah.
And I've felt that way with other people. I swear it comes down to that, like, I feel like I've known you forever feeling.
Yeah.
Like I believe in that. I don't know if I for sure believe in past lives, but I definitely believe in some kind of weird connection that is far beyond our knowledge that, you know, we have that you just can't explain.
I was thinking about it. So I've been journaling a lot lately, and I was like writing it down, and I was like, I think like you start to develop this sense of love, or a different sense of love, as you get older, because you start getting rid of things that you're so used to. Like you go through things that are kind of make you uncomfortable a bit, but they make you better, or you want to be better. Where it's like when you stay in your realm of comfort, even with people, right? You're just so used to like, all I have to do is this, and this is how it works, and I know this game. And then you meet somebody that kind of changes that, where it's like, I want to be better. Like I want them to, what is it? I love that quote where it's like, you never stop dating your partner.
Yeah.
Like you just date them forever. And you start to have that thought, and these people just infiltrate your brain, and it's just such a weird fucking thing.
It is. That is a crazy thing. Finding someone that makes you want to be the best version of yourself. I've fallen in love both ways. I've fallen in love where the person like makes me want to become a better person. And then I fall in love when it's this person enables every toxic part of me that I also love. So
I think for me, it was like, I don't think I ever felt in love when those toxic behaviors were enhanced. Like, I think I enjoyed it. Like, I think I had a lot of fun. Like, I really did. But I think like recently, like when you find somebody that like changes the whole narrative of like, it kind of becomes part of a goal, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you have your life goals like semi figured out, or you know what you want, and you start seeing it to where it's like this person's included in all, it's such a weird feeling. Like it was I don't know, it was kind of a trip, and it was almost kind of like, it's like a sad feeling too.
Yeah.
Because you're like, holy shit, like what if that doesn't happen?
Yeah.
And it's like, are you going to get that feeling again with anybody else? It was really weird. So like I want to hear like a girl side of it, like things that you feel, or things that you changed, or reasons you wanted to get better. Like what does a girl feel when they feel that? For the most part, for your experience.
I think like I can only really compare it to my last relationship, because every relationship I had prior to that one, I was young and I was in kind of like a toxic mindset. This was the first time I ever really wanted to be better for someone. And I think he was just such a great, his whole life, like he was such a great example of like someone I wanted to become. You know, he was inspiring to me. So, you know, there was a lot of different elements to that relationship. You know, he had kids. Being around children made me want to better myself, you know? So there was like a lot of factors that played into that. Like he had a great job, he had kids. It not only made me want to better myself, but it made me want to better the entire family as a whole. Just seeing it, because it was such a beautiful situation, and I was just like, wow, I just want to take care of this. So I think that just comes down to like how much you really value the person. Like I think if you truly love someone and it's real, I think you want to better yourself so you can better yourselves as a team.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's just, I think that comes naturally when you find something that's real. Then I've had relationships where I'm like, I used to be so obsessed with the idea of Sid and Nancy and Bonnie and Clyde. And I thought that like romance that was like, you get hit by a car, you know, it's just like this passionate, it's sexy, it's fun. And then it usually ends really badly, but it's like you guys against the world. Like the first tattoo I ever got on my wrist was together as one against all others. Like that was like my dream relationship. And I look back on it now, I'm like, that's such a, it's like dramatic and fun. But like now I just look for a relationship where I can be a team with somebody, you know, and build a life with someone. I think that's real.
I think those two things exist in the same world though, right? Because it is you two against the world, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, let's say you wanted to be a power couple, or you wanted to do these things. Like it is you two against the world,
yeah,
right? I think with love, like what one person in particular showed me is like, I think this was the first person to put a mirror in front of myself and be like, you're not seeing what I'm saying. Like you could do, and it's almost like you get frustrated.
Yeah.
Like you're frustrated because you're like, why am I not all these things? And you start realizing, I think for myself, I'm like, okay, maybe I could be better at this, and maybe I could be better at this, or maybe I am playing fucking victim, and you want to kind of be, it's almost like you're constantly seeking approval and attraction from your partner.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. I think it's great because you want to keep attracting your partner. You want to keep attracting that person. As where it's like somebody that follows all the same rules you follow. It's just like, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I think the way love looks changes as you get older too, because where you're at in your life becomes relevant to how you are with your partner.
Yeah.
You know, so like maybe right now you're in a place, you know, you are in a transitional place in your life. So, you know, you're already kind of looking inward and looking at yourself, and maybe the right person can come along and help you with that. But that's the journey you're on. I don't truly believe that someone could come in your life and change you completely. Like you have to do the work. But I definitely believe people can come in your life and help you make the changes that you deep down want. You know, like they can be a complementary asset to like where you're already headed. And I think it almost makes sense because just from what I know what you're going through, like maybe that person is helping you on the pathway that you're already putting yourself on.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Whether anything happens or not, I think also it's like, it's not that she's helping me, but I think the help is literally like, these are things that you can progress in, and these are things that you can excel at. And you never really see that with other people. You don't really see that with friends. You don't see that with family. Like a lot of people are cool with like, right where you're at, you're good, buddy. And you'll never take those jumps. So I think like that partnership is like it's just something I'm fucking infatuated with right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm not infatuated because that means it's like fleeting, but I think it's just something that I'm heavy on, and it was just something that I experienced, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was such a trip.
I mean, you're also in a growth phase in your life, I feel like. So it's definitely helpful to have a foundation, especially someone else that can help you realize the things. Because, I mean, you're only you. When someone else is seeing it from a different perspective, that's a perspective you don't have.
Yeah.
You know, so it's helpful.
Motivational keys. How deep are we in?
We have 4 minutes left.
4 minutes. What do you want to end it on?
I don't know. What do you got in there?
Oh, what do we got here? Let me see. Oh, not wanting... when you sleep with somebody and you don't want them to sleep over, how do you get them out of your house? Do you just politely ask? I feel like you want a couple drinks and be like, get the fuck out.
Oh, no. I'm trying to think if that ever happened. I haven't had like a whole lot of experiences like that since my breakup.
I mean, well, prior. Again, we're talking about a whole lineage.
I know.
Of life.
I'm just trying to think. That's so long ago. Because like that was so long ago.
I used to set an alarm on my phone.
I feel like it's more of a guy thing to do.
Well, no. Girls need a guy to get the fuck out too. I hear these stories all the time.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't really ever had someone. I've never done that.
Yeah, I used to set an alarm on my phone. And like I would be like, okay, this is the time. Let's say 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
Set an alarm, but the alarm would be the sound of the ringtone.
Yeah.
You can change the ringtone alarm, and I'd be like, oh shit, I got to take this. And I can't count how many times I've had a family member die or be in the hospital.
Is it a thing for girls to just want to overstay their welcome?
No, I don't think it's a girl thing. I think guys too. Again, I was homosexual, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like when you need to stay, you need to stay, or like. I wasn't, for the longest time, I wasn't like a big cuddler. I love cuddling, but I love cuddling the people that I want to cuddle. But if I don't want to cuddle, I'm like, yeah, well, it's getting late. And they'll be like, it's 6:30. I'm like, yeah, I'm usually in bed by 7:45.
I think we're done.
Yeah. Just don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
It was a really dirty episode.
It was. I was happy. Thank you for sharing my fucking most personal stories on the planet. Can I tell the story?
It's burned into my brain.
Just in the fucking middle? Jesus.
Duty. Didn't even say goodbye. Well, that one was okay.
Wow.
Yeah.